Hello, my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the week of May 6th, where I feel like this is such a week where I just have such a hopeful message for you. And at the beginning of this video, I want to say you've been working hard on this. It's going to start paying off. Keep going. You can do it. And I think that the sky really speaks to that kind of energy this week. So I look forward to sharing what is going on with you. Now, before we jump in, if you haven't gotten signed up for the financially free summit that's going on, the personality code with myself, several other astrologers, and Andrew Colombini, it's a fun little detour from just the astro world, bringing in human design, Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, lots of different things to understand and work with your own personality. That is in the description box down below, so make sure you check it out. As well, you've got the opportunity to check out your new moon video. So I did a separate video about the new moon in Taurus, and in the description box of that video, I broke it down as to what you can kind of expect and look for depending on which house it's happening in your particular chart. So make sure you hop in, check out some goodies. Some goodies are available for you. There's resources around you where you can grab them, learn a little bit more and make this thing real. Make astrology, make your own life really, really a somatic, lived, purposeful experience. And that's really the kind of content that I want to bring you. If we haven't met before, I am Stormie Grace. I'm a practicing professional astrologer, and I practice through the evolutionary and humanistic lens. So if that's content that you like, this is definitely the right place for you. Now, I'm so excited because coming up in June, I've got another live class going on, and I would love for you to be in it. I'm going to be teaching the Astrology 101 Foundations course. So we'll be talking about quadrants and hemispheres, planet signs, houses, aspects. Of course, we'll get into those elements, qualities. So if you're new to learning astrology and you don't want to just do the digital program that I have, which is fantastic, but if you want to be with people, if you want to ask me live questions, get feedback, be in that group vibe, like have the heartbeat of other people with you, come and join us. And it's really cool because this class is going to be the rebuilding of my new school, the Grace Astrological Fluency Academy. And I'm really excited because this class is being offered at $67. So jump in if you want to learn with us, you want to learn live, or maybe you've been studying for a while and you just have some gaps, or you're like, yeah, I can't really talk as fluently and as easily about the elements and the qualities, or I'm not sure how to bring that in. Whatever it is, if you want to connect, I would love to have you in class. We start June 1st. So also click down there, check it out. Let's do this thing, okay? All right, friends, let's get into this week. And remember, your timestamps for the week are in the description box down below as well. It's all like going on in the description box down below. Okay, so starting off here on Monday, we are coming into Monday with a very long void of course moon period. And I think that that is an indicator of how to rock and roll with this week. Is first of all, when the moon is void of course, the energy is not really active. The moon's not making connection to other planets. So it's kind of in its own space. It's in its own being. So we're coming into Monday, a moon day on no, don't start new things. This is an energy of finishing up what is. This is an energy of moving more slowly, being just in your own space, being in your own vibration. Things maybe even feel a little bit foggy. It's like you're taking a little bit more time to wake up and be in Monday. So I want to give you permission, full-on permission, rest, relax, finish things. Start Monday with a really nice glass of meditation or centering yourself and being with what needs to be finished. Now, when I tell you we have a long void of course moon period, that is what I'm talking about. It does not end until it starts at 11:56 p.m. on the 5th. And it goes all the way until 3:41 p.m. on the 6th, okay? So this is a very long period. So on Monday, no hustle, no push. We don't need any of that. Now, after we finish that, we will see that the moon is going to roll into the energy of Taurus because this is a new moon week. We're going to have the new moon just happening tomorrow. But as the moon initially crawls into this vibration of Taurus, first of all, This is your 1 month review of where you were at a month ago and where you'd like to go in the month forward, right? So for some of you, you're going to actually be having your lunar return, which means that your natal moon is in the vibration of Taurus. And now this is going to be a return to that. So check out what your signatures are. What is your lunar return report? Or what does your lunar return transits look like for you in your chart? Because it'll show you a lot of the emotional themes that are being lit up. If you don't know anything about that, I've got a video on it. I'll make sure I put it at the end. But as the moon is here in Taurus, it's comfy. It's cozy. Looking around here at where can you've had this review period kind of all day long. Now, where can you ground your energy that you're going to travel with for the next couple days? Where do you need to be grounded? Where do you feel rooted? Where are you allowing yourself on Monday to have your creature comforts around you? Eat a good meal of delicious bitters and things like that that ground the energy, right? So be in that vibration, but also be thinking too, where are you demonstrating in your own life, in your own world right now, some real consistency, some real strength? And where have you learned to grow in your ability to receive? Because Taurus is a Venus ruled sign. How are you doing at receiving? What's your relationship with rest, with food? How are you doing in these areas? And also to celebrate the beauty of just being and having innate value at being beautiful. I think that's a lovely energy to be traveling with as we come into Monday, okay? Now, just behind that, we're going to see that Mercury comes into a conjunction with Chiron that is in Aries. Now, Mercury is not out of its post-retrograde shadow time yet, so there's still a bit of the been reviewing it since March kind of energy on the table, but as it comes into conjunction here with Chiron in Aries, one of the questions I want to ask you to ask yourself, which very much so fits the Monday vibe, is like, really, how do you care for yourself? Who are you today? The current version of you, not who you think you are, not who you thought you were in the last 6 months. Today, as I meet you with Monday and you feel your toes planted into the ground, standing up nice and tall, head lifted to the sky, and checking in on you, yourself, your being. Who are you and how do you care for yourself today? How much downtime do you need? What kind of spiritual practice does this version of your identity need to fill its own tank? You know, on paper, because some of you may be doing bios or you're doing your resumes and things like that. Who are you honestly today? Because I think there's a very big difference in saying, you know, oh, I know me, and knowing me. That is a very different place. And so how do you know that you know you? And how do you connect with you? How do you connect with divine energy to know that you are really serving and fulfilling yourself? Because with this Chiron energy, you know, we're not working from so much of the wound anymore. There's so much healing that has happened, that has gone on, that just being in the wounding of who you used to be is not it. It is not it. You have done some healing. So, and how does this align with your mind? You know, do you feel like your mind is spinning, constantly full of like it's never stopping? Well, what are you doing to bring some quiet, some connection and rooting so that your mind cannot just be, I just like to call it the monkey spinning mind, or, you know, you get the hamster, the gerbil in the wheel going. It's like click, 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 click. What do you do to soften and to quiet that? Now, as we're going to close out the day on Monday and get ready to head into Tuesday, we've got the sun coming into a sextile with Saturn. So for some of you, this is going to be, it's like so late heading into the next morning, you might actually even be asleep. For some of you, especially if you live like in Spain or something, you might be awake. You're like living your best life at the early at the wee hours of the day. But the sun in a sextile with Saturn, this is beautiful. This is where I want to tell you, you have been working on something. You have been motivated to move something forward, to strive for something. And now I think you're going to know that it's going to be paying off. It's going to pay off. Your hard work is going to pay off. The sextile to Saturn in Pisces has said, you've stopped talking about it. It's something you've been being about it. And it likely will have a favorable outcome for you in terms of what you've been building. Now, the other thing that I keep thinking about is anything having to do with your health, the way that you consume and you move with your daily energy or food or things like that, right? Because you may also be starting to see those benefits. Have you guys seen these ads for wall Pilates? Like, I actually really like it. I haven't bought the program or anything like that. So if you bought the wall Pilates program and it's really good, let me know. But I've been doing some of the exercises I've seen in addition to a Pilates floor routine that I do, that I watch on YouTube and absolutely love. If you're interested in that, I'll share the link. But it's like now you start to see the results are actually paying off. So keep that in mind here on Monday, Tuesday, that this is really a sign for you. Keep going. What you're doing is likely working. Now, if you are finding that you've been doing something, honestly doing something, right? And it's not working, you're not pulling ahead, you're not seeing the changes. This is the energy that tells you, especially going into Tuesday, a Mars day where we have more action to be doing things, to ask for help. Go to a professional whose skill or talent it is to just get the outcome that you're trying to get. And this is an energy that maybe will make you really very willing to do that, okay? Now, when we get later in the day on Tuesday, we're going to have this new moon happening at 18 degrees of Taurus. Again, check out your beautiful new moon video because I go into all the aspects and all of that good stuff. But one of the things you want to remember is that at the new moon, the sky is dark. So you're planting your seeds of intention in the dark, and what you plant for good or for ill is what you're going to work on for a while. And this being a new moon is the beginning of a cycle. Okay, you're starting something here and you're going to grow this for the next 2.5 years. So really think about that. Be intentional at your new moon time. What ideas, what content do you want to grow as a steady, fixed Taurus structure in your life? And I really say think about that too, because it's like, yes, I want to grow, a good financial life. That's awesome. But do you want to grow a relationship that is questionable under this energy? Because it's fixed. So to get it out, to unroot that thing, you're going to have to be doing some work, right? So what you want to grow here, be sure, be choosy and be accountable for being choosy, because what is available in your influences night right now is looking to get into that good, juicy, rich soil that is very, very fertile of your life over this next 2.5 years. Now we'll plant our seeds of intention to beginning now. And we're going to check in and take some different actions, some more building and futuristic actions on this when we get to February of 2025, okay? So we'll be talking about this moon again, but just know that you've got a bit of time invested in this beautiful energy. The other thing I want to say is to remember to nurture this in, right? You may say to yourself, I want to have this outcome over here. I'm just going to use finances because that's an easy one. I want to have this amount of money. I want to make this amount of money this year, this month, this whatever. Don't worry so much about the outcome, but instead, at this new moon, also remember to nurture the development, what has to be developed within you in order to be the person that makes this amount of money. Because if you focus on the development, the day-to-day task of enduring discipline and change and ease and being in your vibration, the outcome will come. Okay, so stick with it, because I really want to tell you this week has a lot to offer for you to remember that what you have been working on is working out. You're doing good, okay? All right, when we get to Wednesday, we're going to see the moon early in the evening get into a void of course position. That one is very quick. It's only 2 hours from 3 to 5, and then the moon will get into Gemini. And okay, all right, we're picking it up. We're busy. It's We've got things going. We're chatting. We're clearly communicating things that are going on. And I always love it. Like, first of all, when we have like a new moon where you've just planted these seeds of intention and then you give it to Gemini, it's like, okay, listen, I learned these things. I've seen these things, and you're ready to talk about it, write about it, network it around. You're ready to make some decisions. You're ready to make some commitments about new contacts that you've made. You're ready to learn what you need to learn in order to develop this character, develop this thing you are asking for at the new moon. or even in other areas of your chart, depending on which house this is lighting up for you. So we'll be spending the next 2.5 days with this moon brilliantly traveling through that vibration of Gemini. So try to enjoy it. Try not to get locked in the distractions. If you have a really electric or Uranian or high Mercury chart, try not to get too distracted by all that beautiful Gemini that is rolling around. Now that is going to push us all the way into Friday, because really Wednesday and Thursday are very lunar days as far as the energy goes, okay? But when we get to Friday, later in the evening, about 8 o'clock, we're going to see that the moon is going to go void, of course, again, and then it's going to roll into Cancer. And again, the energy, I feel like, goes, okay, I've transitioned from this place over here of this thing I want to build. Now I have these new ideas to learn, and I'm ready to do it. Because remember that Cancer is a cardinal energy. It's a beginning energy. So emotionally now, you may even be willing to like make a home with your new path or your new pattern or your new learning in life. You may be ready for some alone time, some downtime to get centered in yourself, to get centered in your decisions, to get centered in the next path that you're going to take, to nurture yourself, nurture those around you, nurture your home, do the laundry. The laundry's been watching you walk around all week, do all kinds of other things. So when the moon is in Cancer, go ahead and do the laundry, prep your food, make your green juices, your smoothies, maybe you're doing a paella, what are you doing that is really going to also nurture that food palette for you and make you feel loved and nurtured as you're traveling through the week. But this is a great day to make that start. Now, somebody shared with me as well that when we've got the moon in Cancer, a good herb is parsley, but also, and I used to think that parsley was more associated with Libra energy because it works really well on the liver and the kidneys, but I was shared with me that parsley is good there, but also aloe. So, if you're working some aloe in, or you've got a nice aloe mask, I love those Korean skincare masks. Oh my gosh, I love them. It's like waterboarding your pores. You're like, you will be moist, So if that's something that you're into as well, just know that aloe is a really nice Cancerian herb as well. Okay, now as we're getting through Saturday, I made a little note here about the Saturday to Sunday vibration. First of all, we've got the moon that's there in Cancer. It's going to be in this more challenging conversation with Mars, okay? So it's a cardinal square is what it is because Mars is not yet Mars is in Aries, so it hasn't moved into Taurus or anything like that. So this is a challenge where you may feel like something you are trying to get done is not working out. You want it to be going a different way, or you feel like you know what you need the best and another source is trying to tell you that you don't need it to happen that way. And you're maybe feeling like you have to stick to your guns, but instead of feeling like you have to just stick to your guns and knowing yourself, you're feeling like you need to fight. I'm going to tell you what. Hang tight. Let that moment pass. Let that moment pass, especially early in the day. Let the moment pass on Saturday because it will pass, and it can pass without you feeling like you have to go to war with anybody over something, because that energy is impatient. It will want to rush. It will want to defend, and you don't need to. Instead, I think a really great place to think about what you can do here is that Mars in Aries wants to do something impulsively. It wants to go in a particular direction, right? Instead of going in a particular direction towards that other person, just come towards you. Point those 3 fingers back at you and say, okay, where is what they are telling me to do actually to my benefit? Consider it for a minute. Just consider what they're saying. Doesn't mean you have to do it. Doesn't mean that what they're saying is right, but consider it. Instead of pointing the action out to them, point it into you. Now, another great way to use this energy, I think, is to stay home. I don't think that is a cure-all solution, but stay home. You know what I mean? enjoy you. You know, when I get some of these tense aspects that are happening in my chart, especially ones that are Mars related and they are really getting my attention, I love a good drama. I love a good drama on TV because I don't want drama in real life. I'm a Virgo rising. I don't want drama in real life, but like I'm happy to watch it if it has been pre-scripted on Netflix. And it's really a fun way to like get the energy out without like doing mass damage, okay? On Sunday, still got this moon traveling through this vibration of Cancer, and it's actually in this lovely conversation. It's in a trine with fellow water energy Pisces, Saturn over in Pisces. And so this is really nice. You may feel like coming into Sunday, which is also in the United States, Mother's Day. And actually over here where I'm at right now, Mother's Day was on the 5th. Anyways, so you'll see here on Mother's Day that you might be feeling a lot more in balance with things. You feel like things are harmonious. You feel like you have peace in your peace on earth and goodwill to you, right? Now, as this particular energy plays out through the day, what I can say is that there's a sense of being emotionally grounded and feeling really practically tapped into what it is that you're doing, because these energies are also going to sit in a really nice sextile to the Tauran energies that are playing out at this particular point. So it really is this feeling of feeling lifted, feeling hopeful, feeling like you have done the best review with Mercury retrograde. You've done the best building with everything you've had at your fingertips and your availability, that you can feel secure in what you've done, what you've learned, what you've built. Now, as we're going to roll into Monday the 13th, which I'm not going to cover that in this video, but Monday the 13th, we've got Mercury coming out of post-retrograde shadow time. So really, truly, when I tell you the beautiful harmony that is available for you this week, to remember that what you have been working on is blossoming, it is blooming. I think you feel an even greater sense of that being as we get into next week as well. And Mercury's all the way done with the things that you've been reviewing or needing to be rethinking about or recalculating all the way since March. So enjoy this week. Be easy, be beautiful with yourself. Take time to somatically experience and bring in your astrology. Definitely check out your new moon videos. And if you haven't watched my video about the channel update, I would encourage you to check that out. It's a short video where I'm letting you know what is going on in this channel and what is not going on in this channel. So I'd invite you to check that out as well. And if you have not checked out your Pluto retrograde in Aquarius video, I will put those videos at the end of this one so that you can dive in, breathe it in a little bit, take it in, have some time to experience while also having some really lovely guidance. All right, beautiful friends, I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.